I allowed time for it to be repaired. 2 weeks went by after she told me this, and I took down all the Team Madness stuff, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he texts me, "Is everything okay? I heard you're mad at me. Not sure why. I'm not sure why you didn't call. What's up?" Are you fucking kidding me? And this again is after midnight. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Yeah, the RDP Promotions just booked Gorgeous George because he went down.
I mean, I don't understand.
Hold on. I just want to say I love Dave. I think he's great. I have a good time with him. But when Bobby Fulton was calling him a big fat meatball, I was dying.
No, God. No.
I'm sorry.
Wait, who's
that big fat smelling meatball?
Did you say that or Mooch said that?
No, he said that. Bobby Fulton.
No, yeah, but Bobby Fulton said that about Mooch.
Yeah, he said that after he told Dylan to get off the phone with us.
Yeah.
Then they went live on Dylan's Facebook.
Oh God. It's funny because we bring up Dylan, but it's like I use Dylan as an adjective because like I said Rob, pissed off would be a better analogy. I said after I worked everything out which was necessary with Gorgeous George, she pulls out costing me over $200 of pre-sales in only 2 weeks and a month of advertising. Why would I call you on this? Shouldn't you be the one reaching out to me since you're the one that pulled her from behind my back? I said, are you going to rectify this or are you going to Dylan Hines this and make it my fault? I just used Dylan Hines as an adjective. So, of course,
I missed the good gospel.
All the blame got put on me. Basically, he just blamed everything on me, and then he's texting me pictures of Gorgeous George, telling me to go fuck myself, I'm a loser, and telling me, and listen to this, and I quote, you ready? I've been booking people when you were still sucking on your mom's tit.
But you're the exact same age as him.
Exactly, we're the same freaking age. So, were you booking people at freaking a couple of months old, you little troll?
Where's he from? One of the Carolinas?
Yeah, he's from Myrtle Beach.
Why is he coming up here to the convention?
Maybe he gets pills cheaper? I have no idea.
They have conventions throughout the Mid-Atlantic region. I don't know why I mean, lots of cars will understand, but, you know.
And his reasoning was, he claims I turned my back on him. How did I turn my back on him? Did I not do everything I needed to do to get George there? Whether it was trying to work stuff out with Big Event, to trying to work stuff out with him, trying to work stuff out with George, and then for him to pull her from behind my back and it's my fault? So I have screenshots of all these text messages, so he can't sit there and tell anybody that anything else occurred during this conversation. You know, and he claims, according to his Facebook, he booked Gorgeous George on August 17th. How did you book Gorgeous George on August 17th, Rob, when you were banned from Big Event? The ban wasn't lifted until 5 weeks ago. Last I checked, 5 weeks ago was still December. So how did you book her in August, Einstein?
He couldn't have.
Of course he didn't. He just basically put himself on Facebook and made him look like a jackass and a liar because he just screwed up his own time frame and lies. You gotta be kidding. You can't make this shit up. You honestly can't. You can't make this shit up with the stupidity of this guy and people like him.
Stupidity of retard.
Look, I'm not going to use that word. You know, I don't want to offend people who actually are retarded because it's not their fault. Rob is just disturbed. He's a
Emotional.
compulsive liar. Doesn't even know the difference between when he's telling the truth and when he's lying. The stories he tells are so astronomically bogus. It's just mind-boggling. You know, and just I don't understand. Like, you know, at least we could say Dylan was slow. You know, something was a little off there. So you kind of see where it was coming from. But as far as I know, Rob, you ain't mentally off. You're just a compulsive liar. And from what I understand, have been told by almost 12.5 people, you got dependency issues. So, and you're banned from every major Northeast promotion and WrestleCon. So I don't understand how, like Joe said, I don't understand why people even do business with you. And I don't understand how you're going to sit there and justify your means by saying that it's my fault when the original agreement was you were bringing her in anyway. But you screwed yourself, and then you turned around and screwed me on top of it when I went to bat for you, you moron. So, like I said in the text messages, we will see each other soon. You will have to pass my table if you decide to grow a set of balls and go to big event. You will have to pass my table to get to yours. And trust me, if I see you and you make eye contact, I guarantee you I will get out from behind the table and I will be in your face. And I want to see you talk the shit that you type on a phone and say it to my face, because I am dying to put your face through the brick wall at big event. And nobody's going to do anything about it because nobody likes you. So please, I beg you, please make it known that you're passing by my table at big event. Please.
Just make sure I'm there to record everything.
You know he's gonna walk in with security right next to him. You know he's.
I don't think he's gonna go because I just don't think he's. I think he's like a little game man.
He's not bringing that. He's not even going. Like I said, big event. He didn't even contact big event with any guests. You know, I understand it's early January, but if you haven't contacted the convention yet about guests, there's something a little wrong there. So, and even if he does bring somebody, which he's not gonna bring her. So he's just screwing her in the long run. I will still make my money, and I will still make the customers happy with the guests I have. It doesn't matter. We have another photo op that's probably going to happen between myself and Eric Sims, the newly welcome back to big event Eric Sims.
Welcome back, Eric.
You know, he's bringing in...
fuck, Eric.
He's bringing in the Hurricane. I have Mighty Molly. So we'll do a little fun photo op with those two. So, it just, everybody works together, everybody's happy, but when you do this shit, when you pull a Mike Dickinson, a Dylan Hines, a Rob Hotchman, when you do the dirty, this is the shit that just makes this business get the bad name. Everybody warns you and tells you, oh, you know, the business is cutthroat, everybody's out to get each other, everybody's a scumbag, blah, blah, blah. You know what? That reputation is based on a minority of a group of people that do this shit. It's not the majority. We all rib on each other. We all bust each other's balls. But push comes to shove, we're always there for each other.
Exactly.
So, all right. I want to play a quick tidbit of the Bobby Fulton interview that I had with him on the phone when he called me and wanted to plead his case. So... it's an 18-minute interview. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I'm going to play about 10 minutes of it. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. And, yeah, we'll be back.
Hey, Fulton, how are you today, sir?
Okay. So
hey, listen.
Just let me know what was said to you and how this all started.
I will. I'm calling you today because I want to see how we either resolve this, because I've been in the... I'm not even going to go there about whatever wrestling. It doesn't matter. But one way or another, this thing's going to be resolved one way or another. I live a simple life. and this has just been going on for months or whatever. Number one, I want to say this, Kevin.
Mm-hmm.
My son has no control over what Honky Tonk Man puts on his Facebook, number one. Number two, I was going to run a show, I think November something, was going to have the Honky Tonk Man on it. My son had him lined up to do something for you or somebody, I don't know. But because of Ohio State Buckeyes games, I canceled my shows in the fall because you can't compete in Ohio when the Ohio State Buckeyes play. So I don't know if that was on one of the piggybacks of the booking that where you said my son messed you up or messed somebody up or whatever. No, but that would have been
there wasn't.
That would have been on me.
Right. Well, that wasn't. He didn't mess it up. He just allowed the Honky Tonk Man to talk to people that were making him money like we were retarded.
Well, here's the thing, and you know the Honky Tonk Man, and we're going to speak as gentlemen. Nobody tells the Honky Tonk Man what to say or how to control. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Wayne's Wayne is just like all grown men. They say and talk as they want. My son's just an 18-year-old young man himself. Got bigger and brighter things in this wrestling business he would ever have. But for some reason his dad was in it, and therefore he loves it. Which at this point in my life, I wished I'd have never been involved in it because it's just been painful. Very painful, the stuff I've experienced. I have dealt with some of the biggest and greatest people in the wrestling business. But also I'm seeing a part of it that I really, truly don't like. And that's why I'm reaching out to you to call today to say, listen, let's stop all this stuff now. No more comments, no more whatever. But, Kevin, I do want to tell you this, okay? Jason Maples called me about a month ago or two, and here's what I found out was, and I don't know who it is, but it seems like it all goes back to the conversations about the Honky Tonk Man. Here's what people are doing. Okay. They went in and they got this 804 number, and they contacted Jason Maples like 100 times in 30 minutes, texting him, saying, I'm the good doctor, I'm Dylan Hines. Well, here's what I did. I called that number 804 number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Finally, a man called me back, and he said, sir, you've been calling my number? Because I explained to him, I said, there's some people, there's some things going on where they're harassing my son. And me and him talked for a while. He said, this is like a landline, but it's not my landline. It's hooked to my computer. And someone has went in and hijacked it, apparently. He said, I've got to go check all my stuff. Well, that's just for example. Mm-hmm. Then it's been going on in other things. And then all hours of the night I get phone calls. Well, I called the number. I finally got the number in Florida. And it was a guy, and he said, I live by myself. He said, I've never called you. And I explained to him. He said, hold it. He said, you're saying you're Bobby Fulton? I said, yeah. He said, I just watched you on the WWE Network. He said, you're playing a joke on me, aren't you? I said, no, sir. I said, I've got people using this number and going out and calling people. So that's where it's at on my end. And then all this other stuff. Oh, I'll tell you the truth. And, I mean, I'm not knocking nothing. I went to that big event.
Mm-hmm.
I never did wrestle up there. And I like the Southern style of wrestling, which is neither here nor there. You understand what I'm saying. But it broke my heart when Tom Unger said I kept pulling Shawn Michaels away. What I do, I go up and I see my friends I haven't seen. He had a long line. We waited till the very end, and I asked out of respect. And then he said I kept pulling them away, and he was paying them $178 a minute or something like that. That's not true. I want to get done with this pissing contest because I want to get on with my life.
Okay.
Then I have my son's face slapped in North Carolina, and then it's told that somebody up there paid somebody $500 to do it. And that just makes me mad. And that just makes me, as a matter of fact, I was asleep in my bed, and my son said, Dad, a man threw drinks in my face, and somehow he said that Rodney Lewis Freeman said, them guys in New York's going to get you, boy.